Welcome to another episode of Behind the Needle. I'm with Lindsay Miller, who is the founder and owner of Bay Socials. Lindsay, thank you for being here
Thank you for
today.
having me.
And this one that we do today is going to be a little bit different than normal. She just informed me that she's going to put me in the hot seat and ask me some questions too.
That's
So
right. I'm ready.
I realized I haven't really done any episodes where I've done a lot of talking about my business or myself
Yeah.
too. So you're the priority, you're the focus still, because I want to know more about Base Socials, and I've got some questions for you. But yeah, anytime you want to ask me something too, I guess
Yeah.
just go ahead.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, I think it's cool. It's going to be like a little insider chat between the two of us. I'm excited because we really haven't even talked that much.
No.
But I feel like we've been in the industry together and
Yep.
know of each other. So it's going to be cool because we can like ask each other questions.
Yeah.
I have so many.
So exactly with Base Socials, you're strictly creating content for who?
So I create content mostly for small business owners in the beauty and wellness space.
Okay.
I do dabble with some like influencer types, but it's mostly, the businesses.
Mostly businesses. And when did you start?
That was about 5 years ago. I started with the social media aspect of it. Photography I've been doing a lot longer, so that's about 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started with photography, I realized that a lot of people didn't necessarily know what to do with the photos afterwards. I also didn't like the engagement, family, not that I have anything against it, but it just wasn't my avenue. So when I was working with businesses and I handed them over the photos, I realized they were going elsewhere for that next step. So I was
Yeah.
like, why am I not meeting that need?
Yeah. And so that's when it was created. So you started doing it yourself?
Yeah.
Did you bring someone on board right away?
Oh no, that's a whole journey.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
have a team now.
I have a team now. So that actually happened within the last 2 years. I started dabbling with adding people to my team. At first, it was contract labor. So it started off with hiring people who were already, masters of their craft
Okay.
and outsourcing that as a 1099. I don't know if you want me to get this deep.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm going deep.
Go say whatever you want. Say whatever you want.
And then I realized, that wasn't going to be long-term sustainable. I wanted to bring people in-house.
Okay.
So to have a little bit more of the creative control, and to also have somebody who was, aligned with Bays and the brand, strategically aligned, if you will.
Yeah.
And so I then started hiring interns that then turned into W-2 employees, and that was only within the last year. So I have my first full-time employee, Belle, shout out Belle, love her. She's an angel and incredible at what she does.
That's great.
And that's how I'll continue to move forward with like my business
That's
plan.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And did you mean to kind of end up in the wellness medical aesthetics niche? Is that because you don't pigeonhole yourself, you take clients from other verticals and everything, but
Yes.
you said that that's what the majority of what you've done and are
Yeah.
doing now is.
Yeah. So I actually got my aesthetics license way back in the day. So probably 2008, 2009,
Okay.
aging myself here. And I always knew I wasn't going to be a provider. I originally had gone to get my aesthetics license because I wanted to manage a spa. So I always had that managerial brain,
Yeah.
I guess. But then I quickly realized that that wasn't my avenue. And so I went traditional route, corporate America. But that aesthetics piece has always stayed with me. And so
Yeah.
I feel like it gives me a little bit of a edge against the competition because I do understand the aesthetic space. I understand
Yeah.
injectables. I understand skin. I know how to communicate that to the end consumer. So that's kind of always been where my clients find the most value in me.
Yeah.
But again, I don't necessarily just work with that. That's just kind of my value add, I guess.
Yeah. Why does content matter?
Oh, great question. I love this question.
I'm going to leave it broad. Why does content matter?
I think that people are spending 6 to 8 to 10 hours a day on their phone consuming content. So you need to meet your consumer where they're at.
Okay.
And I think how you create content and the kind of content that you put out is very vital to the success of your business.
Mm-hmm.
And I think relatability is above all right now. And so, being vulnerable, people with AI coming up and all of the different everyone being flooded with content, really.
Yeah.
It's so important to be the human behind the brand. And there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it, but it matters because that's where everyone's showing up.
You mentioned AI. I have seen a lot of videos from
Yeah.
Sora 2
Yeah.
lately,
It's crazy.
and everyone is, I don't know what I think about it.
Yeah.
There's
It's
people
very
like
controversial.
the early it is because of all the deep fakes, and I think it's so annoying, honestly. It's entertaining if they do something funny.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Jake Paul
Oh,
who
yeah.
he's really leaned into it
Yeah,
and like uses it in a humorous way, and
exactly.
he allows other people to make content with him in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's very clever, but like I can't do that because no one is going to use
Right.
my life. So I'm saying this because I don't think it's like a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem when people turn it to like a darker side,
Yeah.
obviously, but it just, I see where it's at right now versus with what we have had for the past 15 years since Instagram came out. And most people won't think that AI videos are real
Yeah. For now.
unless the people who are making the AI videos try to make it feel real.
Right.
And that's what's scary. But also, I think that if we can keep them separate, then it's totally fine. And it's just like you go into this AI world, you consume,
Right.
you live there, and then you leave. And
Yeah.
it's just like a little escape space. But I think that what's interesting, and I don't know if you've dabbled in this at all yet, I have tried over the past year with little success, but it's getting better with using AI for content creation for clients.
Mm-hmm.
And there's AI out there right now, like for headshots, you take some selfies and then it will turn your selfie into like really professional looking headshots. So no need for a studio.
Yeah, right. But let's not go that far.
No need for
Not
a
yet.
studio yet, or maybe not quite soon, but it's just really interesting. So are you using AI at all to help, if you want to talk about this, I don't know, to help with what you're creating and what you're doing for clients? Or are you suggesting that they do? I mean, everybody's been using ChatGPT for captions to like
It's
start
obvious.
that since it started, but you don't really just say, okay, write me a bunch of captions and you paste it because it'll all sound terrible. But how are you using it right now?
Yeah, so it is a controversial topic because I feel like a lot of people think it's taking away the art from the artist.
Personal.
Yes.
I have a lot to talk about that too, with relation to the ads. So
yeah, I'm
going.
interested to hear your point of view too. I am not scared of it. I think that much like the internet wave that came back in the 90s,
with the .com.
Right, the .com boom, I think that this is just the next wave of that, and I think it's very important. It's not going to go away, so I'm much a proponent for you have to figure out the beast or the beast is going to get you. So I have been utilizing AI and I have been pretty outspoken about the fact that I do.
I don't want you to tell me what you're using, but how do you use it?
So I utilize, actually the other day I have a perfect example. I had a client that I did a photo shoot for, and we had a model come in and we took all these beautiful photos and we had the budget for only one model, one shoot. Like there wasn't a huge spend there. But she wanted to add back in some diversity because there was, the model wasn't as diverse as her client said. So she wants to speak to all of the different types of people that she serves. So I took the photos that I took and put them into an AI model that I then asked it to change its Fitzpatrick type, and it spit out the same image with a different skin tone. Yeah. And it's crazy because it looked real. A lot of these platforms are doing a really good job at photo now. Nano Banana is one of them. That I think does a really good job. But again, it comes down to your prompts. And I think that we have to switch the framework of how we're viewing these things, the art just turns into words because you're using prompts. And you still have to be creative with figuring out how you're going to set up this scene that AI is going to create. So I just think it's a different way of looking at it. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like it because a lot of people are using reference images that other photographers have taken or are stealing art from that's already been done. And I get that. So I want to be clear, when I utilize AI, I'm using it for my own photos that I'm then manipulating into a different version. And a lot of times I'm using it for like the background of carousels or posts that we're doing, stories, that sort of thing. So it is a little nuanced.
Yeah, it's not like you're creating a before and after and
Right,
making a
God,
fake
no.
after.
But I have seen that, and it's wild. I've
Yeah.
seen people doing videos where they're using AI photos to talk about what they would do to
How
somebody.
did you know that they were doing that? Were they open about it, or you could tell? How could you tell?
There's a very specific way, and I don't know if it's because I'm a photographer, but you can see the way that the lighting is and the color of the photo that ChatGPT specifically spits out that is very easily noticeable.
If we can get an example of that, we'll put it in the episode while we're talking about this so that people can see and maybe just kind of point out the difference between a real versus fake. But that's good. Because it's important for consumers to understand what's real and fake too.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say looking, like if we're talking about medical aesthetics too, I would say looking at, are there pores?
Right.
Are there blemishes?
Exactly.
And do they look real?
Yeah.
And scars.
Right.
The lighting, the shadows, the skin tone.
Yeah.
Freckles or not, right? Like all those things that we naturally have, I would look at your face and be like, oh, you're a real human. You're not an AI, right? Even the glisten off of someone's face too in certain areas, I think that could be how you find it. Okay.
Yeah. How do you use AI? How do you feel about it in ads?
Oh yeah. So what we do is we create paid ads for med spas, but also anyone, derms, plastic, anyone who's cash pay, we can help. And we create the ads for Meta or for Google, and then we put them on those platforms. And then when people are scrolling or when they're searching on Google, they'll find the ads. They'll see the offer that we have, and then they'll fill out their contact information, and then they'll start receiving messages from us.
I have so many questions.
All of those are automated until the lead responds. So you become a lead once you're scrolling, and then you see the ad, and you click in you fill out your information, and then boom, you're a lead. Then my automations start going to the text, the emails, there's a phone call that goes out. And then once you reply, that's when the AI turns on.
Okay.
So the AI is similar to like a ChatGPT.
Right.
It's not just a basic autoresponder.
Right.
It is smart.
Yeah. And that's where I feel like they have gotten the most smart is in those like chat bot responses.
Yes. So we take all of the information about a client of mine, everything that you can think of. Like you can ask me a question, be like, do you do this? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
So we take all the information about the client, we put it into a prompt or into like a database for the AI to learn and to know and reference. We have talk tracks for how to overcome objections about sales, how to talk about it's too far away, whether or not they are a candidate for a full face of Botox or not. But we don't give clinical advice. We can't. It's an AI. And we're very clear when and why they would need to get consultations, things like that. But the point of the AI is to be able to respond 24 hours a day.
Yeah, that's smart because a lot of people are doom scrolling and doing this at night.
1 a.m.
Right.
And leads come in then.
Yeah.
And the AI will respond back if they text.
Yeah. And that's where I'm sure a lot of people in the past have lost people.
The speed to lead is the only thing that really matters.
Yeah.
If you have everything else the same.
Right.
So we're really unique because we go and create really high quality content for my clients.
I've seen it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our offers are great. We know the offers, meaning like this much for a hydrofacial, this much for a unit of Botox, this much for filler, whatever it is. People can match offers. people can beat offers. But the content really is important because that's going to stop people from scrolling. It's going to
Mhm.
get their attention. But when all of those other things are equal, your system that you have
Right.
is what separates you.
Yeah.
So if you can't get to the lead quickly enough, you will lose that
Yeah.
lead and they won't book with you because there's tons of other people doing ads
Right.
right now.
Yeah.
So that's how we use AI, and that's why I do, because just like you were making content as a photographer for these businesses and sending it over to them, you realized I don't want to see you just waste this content. And
Yeah.
if you're sending it to someone else and paying, I want that
Right.
money.
Yeah.
Like, give me that money and I'll do it
Yeah.
for you, right? You
Yeah.
were able to do that. There's a lot of agencies out there that are just lead getters
Yeah.
that rely on the businesses. But in the first month or two of me starting to do these ads years ago, I realized how much of a burden it was on the MedSpa manager,
Yeah.
the front desk. They don't have time to do anything. They're
Right.
so loaded up with stuff that they've been given to do.
Yeah. They're a jack of all trades. They're doing it all.
Yeah. And if speed to lead is so important, you've got to have somebody that's dedicated.
Yeah.
If the volume of your leads is not big enough or it's way too big for one person to handle, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So that's when I pivoted, and I was actually the one who started to talk to the leads.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like,
you were responding.
Several years ago, I was the one talking to
Yeah.
the leads through SMS and
Yeah.
like answering questions. Then I hired an appointment setter
Yeah.
pretty soon after that.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
It was pretty soon. So I
Yeah.
hired someone on. And then over a year ago, we started developing the AI and using it.
Oh, that's cool. You've developed it yourself?
No, like
Oh, in conjunction with.
that's coming though.
Okay.
Quarter
cool.
1, quarter 2, it's coming.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be my own, and we'll have our own CRM, and we'll have this.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I haven't talked about that at all
Yeah,
ever
that's so
yet,
awesome.
but it's coming. So
That's funny. My boyfriend actually, he works in software too, and he's developing his own CRM, but
yeah,
he's in the ophthalmology space. So
that's cool.
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the next frontier
It
that
is.
AI is helpful with, is that like software building
It is
aspect.
because what we're able to do, if we need to be HIPAA compliant, we can.
Right. Yeah, that's so important too.
If we don't need to be, it doesn't matter. But if we need to be, we can. And as long as the EMR that the client is using or whatever scheduling
Exactly.
system allows for, it's going to get a little technical, but if the API is open
Yeah.
enough and there's documentation that we can use the CRM to talk to this EMR,
Right.
we'll be able to have the AI book automatically.
And that's amazing, especially because I think that process, like you said, from the lead capture, a lot of businesses are utilizing multiple different programs
Yeah.
to get to the end result. So it's like, where are you building your landing page? Where are you sending all these people once they've filled out the form? What's happening after that? Who's touching it? Who's booking it?
Exactly.
Like, to have it all in one place is so great, because
Yeah.
I'm really passionate about process, because I
Mhm.
think even with organic social, when I'm creating content in order to show like my success, how do you figure that out? And somebody like a med spa or a business that I'm working with has to have that internal process on the
Yep.
back end to convert that lead. And if they don't, then your time and resources are wasted, because what's
Yeah.
the point?
There is none.
Yeah.
Do you coach your clients on that, or do you set it up?
I consult a little bit on how to track whether or not the social is converting. A lot of that is through patient intake.
Okay.
So, making sure that on your patient intake forms, you have a spot of where you heard from us,
Yeah.
or doing specific offers, and relating it back to engagement. So you can track, screenshotting of stories, sliding of story markers, polls, those sort of things.
Yeah.
But yet those are a part of like the strategy that we create in the front end of the process.
I love that you did that.
Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, what's the point?
Well, and no one will know if it's effective.
Yeah.
So we used to do content. That's how I started
Right.
too. And my biggest hurdle was proving that it worked.
Yeah.
And I was like, just trust me.
Yeah.
Like,
it is.
it does. Otherwise, nobody would do this.
Yeah.
But also, these benchmarks that you're in, KPIs that you're saying right now, that's how you do it. So good for you for
Yeah.
figuring out how to do that. So content is queen.
That's what I like to say.
And what's the plan? Like, are you trying to scale it? Are you taking new clients right now?
Yeah, that is the plan, is scaling. I think that, I heard a video the other day on TikTok that talked about a business is 10% of that startup phase. The remaining 90% is scaling. So if you don't like the scaling, then you probably shouldn't start a business. And so I feel like that's the hardest part for any business, is scale. So I'm learning on what things I need to be successful and continue to provide the one-on-one touches that I have with
Yeah.
my clients. And that's another thing that I'm kind of learning is hard too, is that a lot of people want to work with you as the figurehead of the business, whoever you are, and getting past being the only point of contact, and figuring out the process in terms of like, if I'm gone or if I'm taking on more clients, what does that look like? And how does that white glove experience that I provide, that people work with me for, how does that go out to the rest of my team? So it's just a matter of figuring out the process of how I'm going to do that before I can scale. But yes, longest winded way, we are taking new clients always.
You're based here in the Phoenix area.
Yes.
Do you take people only in the Phoenix area? Do you travel?
No, we don't limit ourselves to just the Phoenix area. We offer content shoots as a part of our management package. However, we can tailor it if we're not going to a specific location, to provide like a shot list and direction for like reels and photos and those sort of things. But we will travel too. I will say that clients do love having the content shoots,
Yeah.
and showing up with an iPhone. People get a little weary, but it is how we tend to capture content, especially for social media and that organic feel. That's where we found does the best. So yeah, clients love it.
Yeah. And all of your content is shot on iPhone.
Yeah. I did just get a new DJI Osmo Pocket 3.
Uh-huh.
Been eyeing it for a while. I used it today for the first time on a content shoot. But yeah, the iPhone, I mean, their camera is incredible.
How did it go with the new camera today?
It's fun, actually. I really like it. So you can connect via Bluetooth to your phone. So it was cool because what the client was doing was essentially taking a dropper from like a serum and putting it on her face and like acting like she was using it. So you can stream or like Bluetooth from the Osmo to your phone, and you can like show the client as it's happening. So like she was essentially looking at, the video of herself and doing it while it was being shot on a different camera. So it's fun. Cool. Yeah. I'm learning it still, but I think definitely for like talking head type videos or, selfie type videos, we'll probably use that.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to use it for like treatment videos yet. I'm not sure. It is a 0.5, and I typically don't like shooting on 0.5 for treatments. I like a closer, macro feel.
Mm-hmm.
But it might have that capability. I'm just not sure.
Yeah. And 0.5 meaning the zoom.
Yeah. Yeah. So wide angle.
Can you change it?
Yeah, you can zoom in. I'm just not sure yet on what it does to the quality, because depending on the lens,
you're gonna test it.
Yeah, well, I'll test it and report back.
Yeah,
because it is really like a very user friendly device. A lot of people could use it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, what do you see people doing wrong with their socials, and what do you see them doing right?
Okay.
Just in general, not your clients.
Yeah, right. Because they're doing everything right. They're perfect angels. So wrong, I feel like I can get hyper specific in terms of showing up on stories with graphics.
Okay.
Wrong. I think the right thing to do is to show up with a face and to make it like the insider track to your business. So having employees show up on your stories, day in the life
and
type things.
Are they always talking? Is it always video? Is it photos? Both?
Both.
Okay.
Definitely talking if you can. Captions always. If you don't have captions on your videos, that's another thing. If you're not putting captions on videos, whether it be in stories or in feed, you're doing it wrong. Uh,
And one thing I see that I actually really like that is better than captions is writing out everything that you said and just putting it in a huge text block so people can either
oh,
just pause
yeah,
and
right.
read
Yeah,
and tap through, because we can read faster than people can talk.
right. Definitely on stories.
Yes, on
Yes,
stories, I mean.
yes.
And I actually really like that.
Yeah, I
Some
do
people
too.
still want to watch,
Yes.
but I think it's a really good idea. So just wanted to add that in there.
Yes, I agree. Reels captions must
Mhm.
have
Yep.
on screen.
Yep.
It has alt text embedded into the video, which is then searchable on Google and now indexed into ChatGPT and any other like AI. So it's very important to have those keywords. It's kind of the new SEO.
Yep.
I think putting information heavy stuff into reels is hard. I wouldn't necessarily do that. I would put more information heavy into carousel. Carousels are doing really well right now, because people, like you said, they want to see, they want to read, and if it's in a reel, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
So like the reels, I think it can be like a hook and a grab and send them somewhere to get the information. But I think talking about, the FDA just released a warning about the radio frequency microneedling having adverse effects. I think talking about that quickly in a hook to get someone to book with you, is a good way to do that, or to book a consult. So that way they can ask more questions. But if you want to have like the deep, meaty information, it should be in a carousel.
I agree with you 100%
Yeah.
because your brain can only process so much so quickly at one time.
Yeah.
And so if you're flooding someone's brain with text and a video and
Exactly.
sound that
Yeah.
they're supposed to all process all at the same time, that makes it incredibly difficult. So
Yeah.
yeah, carousel would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
A reel, would you agree, is best if they're just looking and understanding like one thing at a time?
Yeah.
And
Exactly. Or like, this is who I am and what I do and why I'm different. And
yeah,
here's why you should book with me. Or like a trend. Obviously I love a trend. A fun little video, or before and afters are great on video. Patient experiences, come with me, those sort of things. I do still like a talking head video if it's got a hook and there's an additional step to it.
what do you think is the best way to come up with your own hook? How does someone come up with their own good hook? And to be clear, the hook is the first 1 to 3-ish seconds of the video that grabs someone's attention. Sometimes people have visual hooks where
Yeah.
they're just doing something weird with their hair, or
Right.
they're snapping like,
Yeah.
hey, what about, it's
Yeah.
like
Or
it
a
could be
camera
anything.
transition
Camera
from like,
transition. It could
yeah.
also be what they're saying. But
Yeah.
what do you find works the most effective?
So always starting with the problem.
Okay.
So in a like problems, I'm the solution sort of framework. It could even be like solving the problem of like acne.
Acne.
Why am I picking the hardest word to say?
Let's say let's say acne,
Yeah.
prone skin,
Right.
and maybe it's like they've tried everything from Accutane to medical grade skincare and nothing has seemed to work. Like
Yeah.
how do they kind of formulate that?
So it would then be like the problem of tried every product for your acne prone skin. I have the secret for you kind of
That's good.
thing. Yeah. And then it goes into the introduction of, hi, I'm X, Y, and Z. I'm an esthetician and I have 10 years of experience backing up the reason why they would want to continue to listen to your video, and then going into the meat of the information. And honestly, I think that is probably one of the most important pieces in creating a video, is that hook, because there's so many people talking about acne videos. Why are they going to watch yours? It has to be something to hook them to continue to watch.
So what you're telling me is that I can't get on there and say,
Hey
"Hey
guys.
guys, I'm going to talk about acne prone skin today.
Yeah. Right.
Or let's talk about acne prone skin.
Yeah.
That doesn't work anymore.
No, it doesn't.
I
Though
know.
I will say, if you're at least showing up like that on stories,
Better than
it's
nothing.
better than nothing.
It's slightly better than nothing.
Yeah. But I think there's, again, so many
Because
people.
there's so many people talking about it. I say it's slightly better than nothing because people see your face.
Yes, exactly.
That's marketing yourself.
Yes.
But they're not listening.
Yes. Right.
So here's an idea that I just thought of. I always ask people, like, what I like injectors. I'll say, what are the reasons that people tell you that it took them so long to get filler?
Yeah.
And the number one reason, what do you think it is?
Cost.
Cost, probably one or two. The other one would be they don't want to look fake.
Okay.
Migrated filler is a new one that's coming up. And so I'm like, why would migrated filler? But I think it's because there's videos going around about filler always migrates.
Right.
And so I saw Morgan from Anatomy of Aesthetics posted something the other day, and she's like, filler doesn't always migrate. It depends on so many different things, like the plane that you're in, how much, where,
Yeah.
the type of filler that you're using.
Right.
It depends on all those things. And I'm like, a really good hook would be showing somebody's results of migrated filler. And I'm not going to name any names of celebrities that have
Right. Yeah.
come under the spotlight for that, because I don't care. But showing that picture, maybe like a talking head superimposed over the picture, be like, and just saying like, migrated filler isn't for sure going to happen to you.
Yeah.
And here's why.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mike. I'm a da-da-da-da. Like,
Exactly.
Like that could be something too.
Exactly.
So it's showing the one thing. It's not a lot of audio at them, and it's speaking to that problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. And I think using celebrities is really hot right now too. I mean, I think that type of content, all these people, the celebrities that are coming out and having amazing work done, I can think of so many. Christina Aguilera, Lindsay Lohan, all of the Kris Jenner, even with her facelift, even though we've seen some lighting variations where it's not great, but she's like 70, so she looks amazing. But I think people want to know what these people are having done to look so good. And so I think that type of content is doing really well. And it's a really low push, really low effort to do that.
You just have to start talking to the camera and pointing.
Yeah. And or even opinion. Put it in a carousel and say what you think that these people had done. Like it can be a simple graphic, but I think talking is easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, there's very easy ways to create content that don't require you a lot of effort.
Is there something that you see people doing that makes you want to delete their social media?
Oh, that's a good question.
You know what I mean? Where you're just like, why are you doing that? It is such a waste of time. What's the worst thing that someone could do?
The worst thing would be to not show up at all, probably. I think that one thing I would tell people not to do is to not be scared to show up online, because I feel like a lot of people are afraid of how they look, or so maybe that would be one, like over editing the way that they look. That's what I'll say. Okay. I don't like when people use filters. I think filters are dead, and I don't think especially...
You don't like when people make their eyes look like this, and they're like... They look like their color in their eye is literally the entire eye.
Yes.
And it looks like they have tears in their eye. You don't like that?
No, I don't. I don't think that. I love that. I bet.
I do it on all my content.
So natural. We went through that wave of Snapchat filters and then Instagram filters. And
it's kind of cool. It looks cool to transfigure your entire face and whatever, but like...
No.
Why don't you like it though? Like in all seriousness, why don't you? What do you think it does?
I think that you don't show up as a authentic person, and people connect with authenticity, and Instagram and all social media now is all about like community connection, authenticity, being yourself. People want to work with you because of who you are. And if you can't show up filterless, that's not to say that I don't like editing a photo on Photoshop to, make you look like your best version of yourself. I think camera does not do well sometimes. Some
Yeah.
people don't show up well on camera. Like, I get that. But I think using an Instagram filter in your stories or posting a highly edited video from FaceApp or Facetune,
Facetune,
yeah.
yeah, yep.
Like, I just don't think that that comes across very well.
No.
And a lot of times the people who have the problem with it are like the most gorgeous people too. Like, they don't realize how beautiful they are. And so I think, it's just a matter of taking the filter off and getting used to your face again.
Reminds me of the One Direction song, "You don't know you're beautiful."
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you.
So, yeah, I feel like that's a really good point, because when somebody sees your content over and over and over and they see you talking, if it feels different at all when you're in person together,
Exactly.
it's going to feel misaligned in your brain.
Yes.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Because your brain creates patterns and it creates expectations about
Yep.
what it thinks is going to happen. And if it sees you and something happens that's different, it's going to raise a red flag.
Exactly. That trust is gone.
The trust is gone, and then it actually is terrible, and they won't buy products and services from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good point. I liked that.
Thank
Good
you.
job. I put you
Great.
on the spot a couple
You
times.
did. But it's okay. I figured it out.
I
in the
figured
end.
you could handle it. And
Yeah,
you did.
yeah.
So you did great.
Well, I want to ask you some questions.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I want to know now, how did you find your team? Because I feel like video is a huge part of what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think finding videographers and photographers is very hard. So how did you go about finding those people to create the content? And are you the one with like the vision of the execution? How does that all work?
Yes, I am the one with the vision and the execution.
Yeah.
Because I've been making videos since I was like 8 years old.
Okay. You like actually videoing?
Yes. Me and my buddies, for fun, one of the things we would do is like make up stories with like
fun.
Hot Wheels and
Yeah.
little cities and like good guys, bad guys, the police, whatever. And that's what we would do for fun. So I've been doing this for a really long time. And then I got a camera when me and my wife got married 15 years ago. I got her a camera. I started learning how to take her photos because she had a blog. And then she's got Instagram now. I don't take her photos anymore. It causes too many problems.
Yeah.
I'm not good
the
enough.
Instagram husband?
I'm not good enough
Fired.
anymore. So I'm like, we need to hire you a photographer.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of guys who I regularly work with, and one of them I found like 4 years ago because I posted on social media and said, I need videographers. Anyone have any references? And he's local, and we weren't following each other. I didn't know who he was, and that's how that happened. And then the other one that I use a lot too, I found him from the other guy.
Okay.
So then my team, I've got a few full-timers on my team. I have a few part-timers, some 1099s. I have found people always from like second degree connections.
Yeah.
So like
the network.
So like if you know somebody that could be a good fit for my team, that's typically how it's worked. Some of the people I already knew.
Yeah.
But most of it's always been, who do you know that would be a good fit for this?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you should talk to this person.
Yeah. I've found that in business, a lot of it is all about who you know.
Yeah. It is.
Like putting people together.
And the team, if you're interested in growing a team, whether it's you or I'll just give you like my 2 cents on it, or a medical practice or a medical aesthetics or whoever, don't get shiny object syndrome. Like when a laser company will bring you to an event or a rep comes in and like they're all trying to sell. Like I totally respect them and what they do. They've got to sell. And also they have to make sure that, the people that they're selling to can use this device or the product or whatever. Like I get it, but what I was saying is don't get a shiny object syndrome and don't try to grow too fast.
Yeah.
You can be aggressive and you can try to grow quickly, but you've got to make sure that you have the right people in place that are going to do what you can do at least 80% as well as you can do, because that's good enough.
Yeah.
Like I can't actually, now I'm at the point I can't do everything better than all my employees.
Right.
I can't. Like I can't even probably do 80% as good as them. They're
Yeah.
that good at what they do. And I've gotten really lucky with that and trained people and given them the
Right.
skills and time that they need. But having a team, if you want to scale, you have to have the right people in place. Otherwise you can't.
Yeah, you won't go anywhere.
You won't.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for more providers, if you're looking for more practitioners on your team, a front desk staff, whoever it is, give them the time that they need in order to be able to successfully work,
Yeah.
and just be kind
Yeah, I
to
think
them.
that's above all.
Like, I have been through so much stuff in my life. It would take me hours to recount like all these things. You have too.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. You may be going through something right now, but that's the point too, is that like people on my team, someone's always going through something, whether
Yeah.
it's personal or physical or whatever it is, but just be kind.
Yeah. And I also think that not everyone needs to scale. If you
Yeah.
don't want, like, if you're making good money and you're at a place where you feel comfortable, I feel like there's a lot of pressure of like owning a business and then it has to scale and, multiple locations or multiple providers. Like, that doesn't
Yeah.
have to be for
And that's a
everyone.
super hot take.
Yeah.
When I was in business school, the only case studies that we would look at were like 9 figures or higher
Right.
about acquisitions and
Yep.
stuff. And I was always like, geez, okay, this is success. How do I
Yeah.
do that?
Right.
But in all honesty, like you could make whatever you want to make in order to be happy and just be happy.
And be happy.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay. What is one thing that you're looking forward to as we finish out the year and we look into next year? Maybe like something that you think is going to keep happening with social. And then I want to have you share like all of your ways that people should get in touch with you if they're looking to work with you.
Yeah. So finishing out the year and into the new year, I think that a lot of content is going to continue to be like relatable and fun.
Okay.
So I think that it's going to hopefully bring off a lot of pressure to create and have it be fun for people to do so, because it doesn't have to come off as so polished.
Good.
People can just show up the way that they are. Now I always will say that strategy should be behind the unpolished parts, but again, I just don't think that it needs to be taken so seriously with a strategy in
Just
mind.
get on there.
Yeah.
Just get on and talk.
Yeah. And I think that, building in public is a huge trend right now. So sharing all of the parts of the things going on, being honest about your failures, talking about things that you're doing on the daily that, people love to hear about. These are the things that I did. It didn't work. And here's why. And here's what I'm doing now. Like,
Yeah, they do.
people connect with that. And so I think that that's only going to become bigger as we move on into the new year.
And also, I'll just say there's 2 types of people. There's 2 types of business owners when it comes to content. Those who want to take the time to do it themselves or have an internal team,
Yep.
and those that don't.
Right.
And the people, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not trying to create your strategy or explain what it is. The people who want to do it by themselves, great.
Yeah.
But that's not your customer.
Right.
You're here to help the people who don't want to,
Yes.
who know that it's important,
Yes.
but that need that help with implementation.
Yes. And I will say that you bring up a really good point that having an internal team is important to, have a funnel directly to your patients, to your processes, a lead point to
Yeah.
communicate with an external team. But that external team, no matter who it may be, especially when it comes to socials, is so important because they're the subject matter expert.
Yep.
You need to stay in your lane because that lane is already busy enough. Like there's so many other things that you are handling as a business owner. We know as business owners, like there's the finances in the background, there's the what are the new products coming out, the continuing education, all of that. Adding social onto your plate you don't need to be the expert of that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then how do people find you to work with you? What's the best way to connect?
So best way to connect would probably be Instagram, obviously. You can find me at bay.socials or online. My website is baysocials.com.
BAE.
BAE before
Not
anything
BAY.
else. Right. That's true.
BAE.
Yeah.
Lindsay, thank you for being
So
here
fun. I
today.
could keep talking forever about this.
Maybe we'll have you back on
I
for
like
another
it.
one
Part
soon.
2.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. And
Thanks, man.
thank you for watching or listening, and take care of yourself, everybody.